Just to sort of frame the event, really, May Day really marks a celebration of international worker solidarity. And it marks the international worker solidarity of workers abroad towards U.S. workers after the riots in Haymarket that resulted in the workers' deaths after rallying for an 8-hour workday. And we're at another moment again today where we have expressions of worker solidarity from other countries around the world towards workers in the U.S., towards the Occupy movement, towards the 99% movement, and towards the fight in Wisconsin and Ohio. So it seemed really appropriate to peg this event to those struggles. And what we're doing today that's different, that we haven't done in the past, is we're bringing together international worker rights struggles, and we're putting them shoulder to shoulder with U.S. worker rights struggles. We're seeing increasingly the parallels between the attack on labor rights in the U.S. and the decreasing rights that end workers have here, and the struggles that our colleagues suffer abroad. Now, a lot of our allies in countries around the world, in the Philippines or in Bangladesh or in Honduras, are struggling with much greater risks for organizing. American workers can lose their livelihoods if they try and seek to form a union and get locked out. Workers in other countries can lose their lives. The ITUC reports in 2010, 89 worker advocates killed. So it's certainly a wake-up call, but it hasn't stopped developing country workers from striking out and expressing their solidarity towards U.S. workers. So we hope that the more we can build that solidarity both from the U.S. to workers abroad and from workers abroad to the U.S., the stronger we can both build this movement and that movement. I think it's really clear for all workers that these parallels are more than just parallels, and that the Europeans and the Brazilians are coming to the U.S. and they're investing and they're violating rights that they wouldn't violate in their own countries when they're employing workers here. When U.S. companies go abroad, there's a ripple effect. They're taking for granted that they can disrespect overtime limits in China because we have no overtime limits here. And when U.S. brands continue to increase their purchasing from Bangladesh, when Bangladesh continues to disrespect worker rights, there's no real signal that they care about worker rights. So respect for worker rights in the U.S. and in this society has a ripple effect, much broader than just this society. So I'm going to ask Larry to kick us off with his proposals for how U.S. labor can work with the 99% and allies abroad to promote change in the U.S. I should just note a couple changes in the agenda. Sarita Gupta and Bill Fletcher have asked to give more time to allow Larry to unpack these proposals, because I think it really deserves the time to hear it. And the two panels that follow, the first panel is about collective bargaining rights and why they matter, and trade union rights and why they matter both for democracy, for participatory government. And we'll hear from cases in Tunisia, cases in Ohio, and cases in Philippines. And the second panel is really about innovation. It's about Honduran banana unions reaching out to melon workers who are almost unorganizable. It's about U.S. groups working with immigrant workers and us working in China with immigrant workers. And it's about the port workers' struggle in Seattle as well. So thank you all for coming, and I just have to say we have two Secretary Generals from abroad. We have Iris Munguia and Jerry Rivera, who we very much hope you will be able to meet later during the reception. And later coming, we have Kalpona Akhtar, who's been added to the agenda because the violence in Bangladesh has recently escalated. And just 3 weeks ago, one of their colleagues lost his life for organizing. And so we have a petition around the investigation of Aminul Islam. We hope you'll all sign. Thank you very much.
Can we get that out to your board?